Oh, hello, Divine Feminine. How are you? You are looking quite fierce today. Do we have matching buns? Oh, I love it. I hope that your sweatpants are as comfy as my sweatpants because I accept you either way. Either way, I'm being called to do Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine readings, and I'm so excited because it's been quite a while. So we just did the Divine Masculine reading, and there was a lot to be said. So I'm curious as to what's going to be said with Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine here, Father. Let's see here. That one is our secret card. Secret card there, Lauren. What's going on with Divine Feminines? My goodness. I love this though. Okay, I can't even try to get another card because there's already so much that's emotionally, mentally, verbally puking out to me. So I see this huge compass. Now, within this deck, there's a big compass, this one, this overall model, and then there's a little tiny one that's just what this is on the inside. So I am showing you here that 111, God is sitting here having the overall control of your intuition here. And I absolutely love it because you are so on par with yourself and your spirit. You have recently just dug into what makes you tick. 1, 2, 3. What makes you ascend? What makes you bloom? You're trying to really focus on that Divine Feminine, and it's beautiful because the faster that you do that, the more you're able to accelerate that potential energy. The more energy that you put into that, the more that potential is continuing to illuminate you on the inside. The more energy that you put towards yourself, the faster that arrow is going to continue to move, and that time is going to move on that direction. You know what I mean? Those wheels are going to keep turning. And look at this. We have all of those suits on the bottom of that card there, all of the elements. So you are within your pentacles, your Empress energy, and that is beautiful. There's 2 4s here. There's 2 sets of 4 cups inside of you, positive and negative, masculine and feminine. 1 masculine, 1 feminine. 1 masculine positive, 1 masculine negative. 1 feminine positive, 1 feminine negative, 12 to 11 there. So then at the same time, there's also 6, which is this within this Hierophant energy, but also this potential energy to make a lover's decision. So I really feel like 2, 2, 2, something is really stopping you from continuing to move on. You're really trying to look at this whole reflection here of, I can't go on without this person. I don't want to be without this person, you know, and I love this too, because the arrows are pointing right at the north and the south. And so it's like you're in this fight between your Cancer and your Capricorn energy, your Tropic of Cancer and your Tropic of Capricorn energy. Capricorn is those low vibes, those wands, that foundation that we were all born into, right? Satan's energy, Satan's realm. He owns our flesh, but he doesn't own our spirit, and therefore it's been trafficked, which is why this overall compass is up here in our bun and in our crown. Okay, that's why we have to have that willingness to move and make sure that we are jumping on those right timelines for us, that we are accepting the right energy, that we are absorbing the right energy, that we are manifesting properly. And all of that power is here for sure. It's just something that continues to stop. It's 3, 2, 1, descending. Thank you, Father. Something that just continues to stop your compass here. And why can't you keep going? And why can't it just get out of the way? Like, you're so good, 3, 3, 3, at being true to yourself. Now, you don't let anybody else fuck with you. You're not going to allow yourself to be stuck in a situation that you don't feel comfortable with. You will never once be pressured again. You will never once feel obligated towards someone else's feelings, because those are their feelings. You have your own feelings to consider. You are in this ultimate self-love mode. So it's very, very difficult when all of a sudden you're just not shifting correctly, right? Things just aren't shifting for a minute. But there's so much power and potential within that compass to keep it moving. And so it's just this direction of, do I want to keep it going in the positive that's going to fuel me and manifest me better? Or do I want to have it stop, slow me down, and turn it in the negative just to drown in that emotion for a minute? And you're like, fuck no. Barista, another one, please. You know, 421 there again. My goodness, that's been following me around like crazy. And that's funny because look at, that's 42. Wow. That's funny, Lord. All right. What else is here for us? Divine Femmes in our kingdom here, Father. Speaking of kingdom, look at that. Yeah, this, it's very, very difficult because 444 within this protection and this ultimate divine guidance within your compass, your electrical grid, the right way to call you. Oh, there's another card right there too. And the way that it's calling you, and you're following it, but then you still have that hold on you. You know, it's like this push and pull, and it's this very, very difficult overcoming power to shake. So you're down for just a couple days, you're down for just a few hours, 511, or you're just down and out for a night, and instead of going out or going on a walk or going to run a couple errands, you stay at home watching Netflix and crying over a romance movie, because you're knowing and you're recognizing how these emotions are coming up, and instead of bottling them, instead of shoving them back down, you're no longer doing that. You're actually tender, loving, caring. You're TLCing them. You are able to assist to them now, because before you wouldn't want to feel it. And now you're recognizing that part of yourself. You're understanding your body. You're listening to it, because it finally works with your highly body instead of just realming in that lowly body where all of our other sleepy sheeps are. Okay, so here is this Tower, which is also that Capricorn devil energy once again. So thank you, Father. Your head is trying to get you to go back to this Capricorn energy, which your head, honey, your brain is a muscle that's owned by Satan. So your brain is going to constantly be fighting against you. Your brain is going to constantly be telling you, no, do this. No, you aren't worthy. That father of lies, of that brain, those lies that he continues to tell you, it's ones. When we are able to ascend into our highly bodies and have this power of God, this 2D, 3D, 4D, and on and on and on, it ain't here. It ain't in that Capricorn ones. It ain't in the energy. So what's going on is that this Tower, your flesh, is still fighting against you while you're trying to ascend on up and out over and over and over. But something's just getting there. This card is also coming out. It continues to. You are going to be led into temptation over and over and over all the time. And you have to make sure that you're going to make that right choice. That's not going to make you surrender. It's not going to make you suffer. It's not going to make you put yourself 2 steps back into that Satan's energy again. You want to continue ascending forward and making proper consequences for yourself. Okay, let's see what else is here. Yeah, that's super funny too, because look at this. Both of these clarifying cards here are wilds here. You are still in that Empress energy. You are not going to let anybody fuck with you. 7-11, and I love it. 9, 10, 11. There's 11, 12 right there. Yeah, I love that. 11, 12 is that Libra, that justice energy, but then also that Hanged Man, which we just talked about. Yeah, and you know that if you take these negative risks, you will end up suffering. And that's why it's so difficult, because you know that this is calling you back home. You are allowing your body to do things, and then you're like, oh God, I got to stay on track of it. But you're being very aware and attentive of it, Divine Feminine. So I'm very proud of you. Let's see what else is here. Look at this, the Scorpio energy. The Coffin card is here. This is that death. And once again, we have that death and rebirth, that 13 energy that's really here within this strength, this 8 card. Okay, that's going to have to happen when you are allowing that old part of you, that Old Testament, to be de-shedded off of your Tower here, your flesh scientific test tube that is trafficking your spirit. And Jehovah's saying, look, it's dead anyway. The flesh is dead. It's going to die at the book of Revelations, but where's your light going to go? It needs to ascend. 8-11 within this power here. And that's beautiful. That is so beautiful. What else is here? Oh my gosh, look at this. This is this negative version of you. In this deck, I have 4 human cards, 2 positive and 2 negative, of male and female. So male, 1 positive, 1 negative, 1 female, 1 positive and 1 negative. And this is so incredibly funny, because this Divine Masculine reading before that, this is totally tying in. So you're going to have to watch that one before. However, you're leaving this old snakeskin of you behind. You're like, I don't want to be this person anymore. That's not who I am. I'm not going to allow Satan to make me this negative person, this slut and a half for my twin flame here, who's obviously calling me back home. And this is why this temptation is coming in. You're really feeling the risk there, but you know that it's like, okay, I can't ground myself without that person. This Capricorn energy, once again reflected in this anchor. And what happens with this anchor? You drop an anchor when you're finally out where you want to be at. And honey, look at, you're dropping anchor. It's like you're dropping pieces of shit in the toilet. 9/11. Thank you, Yeshua, for being here in my shit conversation. So I apologize about that. Please forgive me. But however, you're dropping deuces in your tower just so you could be a shitty ass person over and over and over again. When the Lord's saying, no, let's drop this off because that's not the power. Let's restore your kingdom, your temple. Let's light it on up, because 9 and 10 is that wheel to move you forward in that right direction, right? And then you're going to be able to ground yourself mentally, emotionally. You're going to finally get to that ultimate destination that you've always wanted, that you always continue to manifest for yourself, because that's the power that's here. All those pentacles are those potentials, that potential energy that will never be greater than when you finally decide to move it within that chariot. Okay, it has to come within that strength. It absolutely does. Okay. Look at this. Another thing too is Divine Femme. Your thoughts and emotions are being all over the place by these seagulls here. Mine, 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 mine. Well, I'm going to tell you right now is that you need to just stop talking to your friends about it. You need to stop talking to your family about it. You need to stop posting about it on social media. You need to stop looking at his social media. It's only making you sicker. You need to focus on you and your well-being first, sweetheart, because in this deck and also within this Capricorn energy, we have multiple Capricorn energy here now. It is also the tree card, the tree of vitality. And if it is negative, like these are going to be, it is also your mental illness. So not only are you emotionally unstable over this person within your flesh here, because the power of Satan's controlling it, this duplicity of the screen that really hasn't gotten to this true faithful intuition moment yet, but then you're also not going to be able to ground yourself. And then when you do, this is how you're presenting yourself. When you have a positive Empress side inside of you, this isn't what's meant for you. Your mental illness is going to take over. Your emotional illness is going to take over. And then you are just a sleepy sheep walking around in Satan's realm. Okay, this awakening has happened for a reason. For those that have already gotten this power. Okay, they've already been able to ground themselves, you know, be able to stand themselves up strong and righteously truth in here at 11:11 and be able to guide themselves the right way within this right current. You know, if Satan's got this, then he's pulling you down, and this is where this power is coming from, is right underneath our feet here. So as within, so without, that's Jesus Christ. As above, so below, 11:22 to 11:23 there. Thank you, Father, is Jesus Christ, Father, our Father himself, Jehovah Elohim. He's on the outside. Well, Jesus Christ is on the inside. So then this is going to be removed. This is going to look all pretty. You're going to be able to ground it on the inside, mentally, mind, body, soul. And then this is going to start working again. Okay? It's going to be beautiful. I absolutely love it. And I can't believe that that's what's coming out after that Divine Masculine. Let's see the bottom of the deck here. Oh my God. Lord, you are joking. That is the negative masculine card, and that is exactly what came out in Divine Masculine. Holy shit. This Emperor is really calling his Empress home, and we've already been talking about how you've been feeling this, and it's like this Empress knows this is finally coming back together. As her Old Testament is shedding, your Old Testament is shedding off here because of the spiritual awakening, the death that had to leave to get to that Cancer energy from that Cancer Capricorn, right? Well, the masculine is doing the same thing, babe. Your Emperor is doing the same thing. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what risks you have to take. It's going to happen. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's that ascension again. Yeah, there. And oh my gosh, Lord, I swear you are just laughing in heaven right now, because this is exactly what came out for that Emperor. He is well on his new journey as well. And you're finally picking it up. Look at, there's that key, that overall 6 and 6 of Cancer and Capricorn energy. It's negative because he hasn't even come and told you the truth yet. And holy shit, I'm gonna die laughing. This Emperor energy also had these 2 cards, and he wasn't sure which door to take because he was afraid to come in and tell the news, but he's gonna come in and make that right decision in that news there. I'm gonna tag that Divine Masculine reading in the description box. And then look at that last card. He's afraid that it's going to cause frustrating energy, but he wants to come in. He definitely does. My goodness. All right, Divine Femme, let's see what your secret card is. Holy shit, Lord. Look at this. My goodness. So this Emperor wants to come in and tell you news, but it's kind of like when you come in and talk to them, you're going to set them straight emotionally. You're going to tell them hard things to hear. They're going to think they're going to come in return, and it's going to be all good shit. But bad news with the owls is you're going to say, no. Have you healed? Are you still powering from Satan himself? You know, you have all these questions and concerns because you're no longer going to let someone fuck with your energy. You're no longer going to feel obligated. You're no longer going to put yourself in that situation again. And so when this meet and greet happens again, when this news finally comes in, it's very mutual. Look at this. Good twin, bad twin, day and night, yes and no, right and wrong. That is so spiritually aligning for us. 3 and 3 here. Look at this. There's that 12, that hanged man, when both twin flames need to surrender to that 3, that Empress energy, how they feel, their cups. Okay, my goodness, Divine Feminine. It's like, you know that it's coming, this incoming pressure of eventually you guys will be talking, and it will be soon. Birds do that. They chitter chatter. All right, Jehovah, let's pull some last messages here for our Divine Feminine. Gosh, that's beautiful. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right, Lord, let's do that 42 card, that compass. Yeah, thank you. Look at this, that temperance energy. I love it absolutely so much, because this also came out in the divine masculine. And what this temperance energy is this reconfiguration of our electrical prop back in Hebrew. This is our electrical grid, our light alone, and how our soul and spirit operates with as it's trafficked in our flesh here. Sweetheart, yours is negative because this spiritual awakening has already happened for you. You're already looking back at the past like, yep, okay, it's your turn now, because of this mirroring. What goes around comes around. Feminine, you've already been here. You've already done this, but this masculine is going through this reconfiguration now. And so now it's just this push and this pull, and having to keep yourself steady, because you're starting to pick up on their change within your soul. You already had that change. They're picking up on that soul change because of your soul change. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? What else is here, Father, for divine feminine? Look at this Queen of Wands in the negative. I absolutely love it. Yes, this is twin flame for absolutely sure. You're gonna have to watch the masculine. You're just gonna have to watch the masculine. Yeah, they're realizing you are their twin flame, that you are their empress. They have manifested you, and now they're finally realizing that the spiritual awakening is happening. And if I want it, I gotta go for it. Jehovah, what else is here for divine femme? Let's see. Look at this, that Hierophant energy. It just hasn't come in yet. That emperor is going to marry himself, and then he's coming in for you, boo-boo. He is coming in for you hot. Whether you accept it or not, that's your choice. But this is what's manifested within this twin flame relationship. Yes, look at this 8 of Swords. I fucking love this because there's so much interference. He couldn't stop thinking about you. He can never stop thinking about you, which therefore brings that pull with that inner compass, right? Because you can't stop thinking about him either, right? Look at that 6 of Cups. You both want to return to each other. Absolutely, Lord. Absolutely. Death of Rebirth. That was in the masculine reading. Look at that. 10 of Swords. He is so intimidated to come and talk to you, but 9 of Cups. Yep. This is also your reflection too, feminine. You already went through that death and rebirth. You already got rid of that anxiety. You no longer have to worry about it, but you continue to think, which is that interference. You will always continue to think about your heart. Your heart is you and all of this work that you've put in, because you're never going to let anyone take away your crown. But your heart is also that emperor. Your heart is also that emperor, and you know that. No matter who else comes, no matter what else happens, you know that that emperor on earth is yours and what was destined for you. It could have been successful before, but it wasn't the right time. And now things are moving. That chariot is finally moving on. That wheel is moving for your fortunes. That wheel is definitely moving. 5 of Wands. Yep. In the negative, I no longer want to be within that strife. I no longer want to cause mental anxiety. I just want to rip it all from the truth. I want to be able to set it free, and I want to be able to have my faith. Yes. Thank you, Father. Yep. I absolutely love this too, because this twin flame, this emperor, is going to tell you that he always had you as the other woman. He's going to tell you he was non-committal, and he was so remorseful and guilty for it. And now he's going to have everything that he can to bring into you. If this is what you want, he's going to offer you everything. If this is the energy that we're picking up here, if you're resonating with it, and you've also watched the divine masculine after this, feel free to comment on either one. I would really like to see if this is working for you. We also have 8 of Wands here in the negative. Yeah, he doesn't want to tell you that truth. He doesn't want to tell you that truth. But it's like, come on, we already knew. We already knew. It was so intense. You just chose to never pick me. And why does he think that we wouldn't still have that fear? Why does he think that we wouldn't come in with some fucking questions? Oh, are you going to pick me this time? Are you going to be 100% in, like 200% in? Are you actually going to communicate? Are you actually going to show up when you told me you were going to show up? Are you going to stand me up again? Are you going to be able to post on your Facebook that we're in a relationship? You know, there's all these things that they would never do. And it's like, fine, I'll do it, but I want to know where you're sitting at. And if you find one wrong behavior pattern that is still there, you ain't going to do it. And good for you, mama. Good for you. The Magician. Shut up. The Magician came up in the Emperor reading as well. 6 of Swords. And that divine masculine. Look at that. 7 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles, and that 10 of Cups. Shut up. That was divine masculine as well. My goodness, Lord. Last card here. Thank you. Look at that. 6 of Wands in the negative. No victory yet, but because they haven't come in. Princess of Cups. He wants to come in. His emotions want to come in and tell you this is a spy. He's been spying on you. But then at the same time, I also feel like you've been spying on himself. And it's just like, why can't we just come together and talk and be together and live happy ever after? Why isn't that easy? Why isn't that easy? Ace of Wands in the negative. Yeah. All right, Lord. One last card here. I just feel like I'm not getting this huge release. Two of Swords in the negative. Okay, Lord, there it is right there. It will all be balanced. It really will. And here's the thing too, is that it's coming back to this victory here. You feel like there's no victory right now. You were always made the other woman, and now within your truth and your death and rebirth, you're feeling this masculine energy doing this because of this twin flame situationship. That victory hasn't come in yet, and that balance hasn't come in yet, but it will. It definitely will. On the inside of you and on the inside of that Emperor. Yep, look at that, 8 of Cups. That transition already happened because that 9 of Cups is here to walk away. 3 of Wands and Prince of Pentacles and 9 of Pentacles. Yep. You just stand in your truth, my dear. You just stand in your truth. I really feel as if this Emperor is going to come into you because you always did it. You always did it beforehand. You always went back and tried to talk. You always went back. You were always the chaser. And now within the spiritual awakening, you've become the runner. So, beep, beep. Love you. Wounds into light.